What's going on, guys? I'm Weston Mack, and welcome back to One More Minute, the show where each day I get one more minute to talk about whatever I want. And in today's video, the topic is actually pretty relevant because it's actually a video I recently just posted on my main channel, and it's about GeoGuessr and why GeoGuessr is one of, if not the most innovative game of all time. And I know that's kind of a bold statement, and if you don't know what even GeoGuessr or Google Maps is, I'm a little concerned for you, but I will explain everything before you like and subscribe on the channel as well. So, jumping into this, going further beyond what GeoGuessr is, what is Google Maps? So, Google Maps is, in my opinion, one of the coolest things like humankind has probably ever made. And I would love to take somebody who has never seen or heard about Google Maps, I don't know, somebody from like the Amish villages, and be like, here, you can go anywhere in the world, put this pin down, and they're able to see that. The whole thing with Google Maps is literally being able to put a pin down and pretty much anywhere in the world and look around in a 360 space. Between Google's innovation in 3D scanning technology and photo technology and being able to store all of that data is absolutely insane. And also having little cars drive around, it's a whole thing. And also them updating the maps and keeping the old maps is really cool too. But I mean, Google Maps, it's one of those things where it's like, if you were to try to explain or show somebody this thing from like the medieval time, be like, hey, here's Google Maps, you can see everywhere. I know when you're probably smaller than average brain because you're a medieval times person that's malnourished, you probably don't understand this. And I know your mindset is thinking, oh, it's probably like all of the world right now is probably all of Britain, Europe, and like the top part of Africa, and that's all you know about life. But hear me out. There's an entire other continent, and I can show it to you right now. It's that same thing of like getting like a small malnourished medieval child that's only ever eaten bread in his entire life and giving him a Baja Blast and just seeing what happens. There's most likely a butterfly effect where like Mountain Dew becomes like some type of like evil juice that like the devil drinks or whatever, but it's a whole process, and I am building a time machine. Anyways, getting back on topic, GeoGuessr then uses Google Maps, and the general beginning premise of GeoGuessr is basically you're able to, it plops you down in the middle of somewhere, and you then have to figure out using context clues of the area around you, whether it's signs, trees, roads, cars, anything, and you then have to get as close as possible to pinpoint accuracy where you're currently at. And in the video I made, we actually played the bullseye mode where multiple people get to try together to try to figure out where exactly you're at. And so each person can put down a bigger and smaller area, and the game will then tell you, okay, you're in the right area, okay, you're in the right area, and then the last person gets to then either do like an area to be like, let's just get some points, or a bullseye, actually hitting it on the mark. So, why is this some big innovative thing? Well, I kind of already detailed that a little bit. The fact that a game has no game engine involved. The game has nothing that I would say constitutes any sort of like traditional gaming programmers that create Call of Duty or World of Warcraft or whatever. I think it's such an interesting video game because it's about real life, and it is in real life. There is no aspect of the game that is fake. Everything is real. And I think that's one of the, like, if you think about it, there's no other game that's like that. There is other games that might include real life locations or maps of the real life and stuff like that. But there is literally nothing, even in, I don't know, VR, that is even close to literally experiencing life through a different perspective. Is my thing gonna run out of battery? Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought my thing was, my mount was gonna run out of battery. I think we should be fine. So, life. it's a very interesting idea to. I'm not sure who came up with the idea for GeoGuessr. I literally just pressed record and I was like, I gotta talk about this because this is so interesting. But I'm not sure who came up with the idea of GeoGuessr. But the idea of using not some digitally created map, some artist created map. There is no artist interpretation of the globe or Earth a part of this. It's literally just Earth. There is nothing more than that. And it's such a simple game as well. I mean, of course, there's been innovative ideas when it comes to GeoGuessr as a game, whether you're going against somebody else where like, okay, who can get closer to the location? Or you're working as a group to figure out where the location is, or you're playing by yourself, or different activities or whatever with GeoGuessr, because there's other games. It's one of the most innovative games that never got an expansion upon. Like, what I mean by that is there really is nothing else when it comes to GeoGuessr that I would want out of GeoGuessr. But there is so much more they can do with GeoGuessr, and specifically Google Maps. So, hear me out. Pokemon Go. We're bringing it all the way back to 2016. Pokemon Go, in my opinion, is the next evolution of using Google Maps instead of GeoGuessr. I'm not sure the timeline of when these different projects have come out. I'm not even sure if GeoGuessr came out after. But Pokemon really is where this technology could go farther. So, if you don't know, Pokemon Go is basically the equivalent of playing Pokemon in real life. They use the Google Maps, similar to GeoGuessr, and they use Google Maps to then be able to play Pokemon in real life, using roads and where everything is placed and stuff like that. And while it is kind of the more basic version of Google Maps, it's just the maps, I would love to see that expanded using Google Maps, using the actual 3D mapping and stuff like that, and see Pokemon dig out of parks or be perched on top of a building in New York and stuff like that. I think that'd be one of the coolest things in the world. And GeoGuessr, I think, is just that first step. And whether this is a Pokemon Go where they use the 3D mapping using an iPhone or whatever, and they use the Google Maps to create this game, or it's a completely separate game. I would love, oh my gosh, I would love a game where you're at home. You don't have to go and walk around wherever and get jumped for your Charizard. But instead of a normal, the Paldea region or the Kanto region, it's just Earth. And you then have to explore Earth as you, as a person, using the Google Maps, the 3D maps that are already created, and go walk around Earth, exploring Earth as your Pokemon trainer. I know that's literally like Pokemon Go in real life, but using it as a digital person. But I think it'd be really interesting to remove the physical person and see how far they could push, like, the Google Maps data and engine. Yeah, I need to get better at pacing these videos, because I'm really good at pacing these for the 10-minute videos. I mean, at this point, what the heck? At this point, we'd be reaching the minute before the end of the video, and I'm like, okay, we're fine. There's plenty of time, and I can wrap up the video. But now, as we're reaching 13 minutes of these videos, I need to start extending these a little bit. But yeah, I mean, GeoGuessr, also on top of this, is one of the coolest games. Also, I think I forgot to mention that it is a really just neat game. Being able to literally pick a location and be like, all right, let's figure this out. I have no idea. This could be like Indonesia. This could be Chicago. I don't know what. If you're if your two choices are Indonesia or Chicago, you probably should work on your GeoGuessr game. But there might be some crazy cracked place in Indonesia that looks just like Chicago. You never know. But you see where I'm coming from. It's also, I think it'd be one of the coolest things ever, and maybe Google has already done this, I just don't know about it. But it'd be a really cool educational tool for people, for like, if I was a social studies teacher teaching world geography, I would have them go and do custom tests, because you can make your own custom basically routes and GeoGuessr to go and like be like, okay, these are all these different locations, and then you have to guess where they are. As a geography teacher, that'd be the coolest thing to give my students, and I would love that as a student. Be like, okay, I have to get above a certain score to then pass this GeoGuessr quiz, which is actually the quiz for the week for the class. I think that'd be one of the coolest things ever. Maybe I should. I don't think I can hit up my world geo teacher from like 9th grade, and I didn't take a world geography class in college. I took 2 history classes. Yeah, that's literally just knowledge that's gonna stick on me. If there's any teachers who are watching this and you're a world geography teacher or know a world geography teacher, let them know about GeoGuessr, I guess, because that would be one of the coolest assignments ever to be like, hey, go do this, go do this assignment. Yeah, I think it's a really neat game, and it's super innovative to be able to take a engine that's built around just transportation, communication, that's built around being able to give information to people and be able to actually take certain parts of that information away to see if you can learn using that information, to see if you can solve a puzzle. Literally, it's a puzzle of the world. It's not one of those like puzzles of the world where you have to like put it together and it's like, oh, the pieces don't really fit together and it's like this weird globe thing. You've seen those 3D puzzles, right? I've never done one of those. How are those even possible? Getting back on topic, but you really are putting together the puzzle of the world. You're putting together piece by piece what the globe should look like. I'm not in your opinion, in the not opinion, but the actual correctness of Google Maps. I think if people had the opinion of figuring out where things should go, I think like most of like Asia would be gone because nobody knows any of that. But yeah, I do also plan on playing more GeoGuessr. I accidentally bought a year's worth of subscription of GeoGuessr, which I don't know what that entails. I don't know what a year's subscription entails for GeoGuessr. I bought it like last June, and I still don't know what it does. Like, how do you subscribe to GeoGuessr? Do you get more maps? I don't think so, because I'm still living here. I don't think there's been any updates recently. Do I get Mars? Do I need to pick where I live on Mars? Is that where I need to go next? Yeah, I'm not sure what a GeoGuessr membership does, especially a year-long one that was like $80 for some reason. But we're going to figure it out as we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you at 14 minutes.